Hey, Mommy Seekers! What's good, y'all? So glad to be back in the spot again on our Mommy Chat podcast. Been missing you, beautiful ladies. Enjoy!
My baby riding his bike that's past overdue for the first time. This is why you don't give up, and this is why you never get tired of believing. He getting ready to push and ride it. Y'all gonna witness faith in action. You got it. Keep going. You're doing good. You're doing good. You gotta keep your rhythm up. Keep your rhythm. Good job. You could drop it. So go ahead and drop it. And then put your shoe back on. You're doing good. You're getting it. You're doing good. That's really Josh's. Josh, freeze. Josh, stop. Freeze.
Look at me. What are you telling yourself right now? Yeah. Because you're a Lori. That's why. Go do it, baby. Keep going. Yes. Good job, Say. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hi, Mommy Seekers. I'm so excited to be getting before you on today. We're going to talk about Mommihood, and we're going to talk about busyness, and we're going to talk about being busy on purpose while being a mama bear. I hope you enjoy. Hi, Mommy Seekers. How are you? I'm so grateful for your community. Anywho, I'm grateful that you beautiful mama bears, that you amazing entrepreneurs are on here listening to me in real time. I'm so grateful for you that hit that subscribe button, for you that hit that like button on our Mommy Chat podcast. So I have been away for a bit, but I want to catch you up to speed on a lot of things. So the first thing I want to say, this particular podcast, this episode goes out and has been inspired by the CEO, Mrs. Cody Elaine Oliver, and that is a founder of Black Love. She recently had an episode with some an amazing panel of moms. And I just really want to give honor and really want to give them credit for the conversation that was had. The title of the episode, I believe, was called Mama's Den. So I will make sure I tag their conversation from Black Love into this particular podcast on our mommy chat today, because honestly, the conversation was necessary, was needed, and I really believe a lot more moms need to be a part of the things that they were just discussing, that they were talking about, that they were giving gems from, and that they were just sharing in an intimate space their season of life. So for those of you that are followers of Christ, that are believers, that will come across this podcast, first of all, thank you for clicking on here. Second of all, thank you for even taking up interest to what I'm getting ready to share with you, what I'm getting ready to say. And also for those of you that will go over to this amazing platform called Black Love, and you would click on the video for Mama's Den, I would want to let all believers know that there is some profanity that is being used in the video, but I wanted to stay, that's my personal view, I wanted to stay to see what kind of content was being shared for moms, for the mama bear. And when I tell you, I did not leave disappointed. I really did not leave disappointed. So for those of you that do not like profanity, do not like profane language, I just want to make you aware that they are using profanity. That is their cup of tea, but it does not, I don't feel like it took away from the content that was being shared. So on behalf of Mrs. Cody Elaine Oliver, I just want to tell her thank you for the conversation. And I pray that they keep having conversations, and that us as moms, we continue to merge together in this light, that we're able to support one another, that we're able to see each other in the greatest version of who we all can become, not lowering somebody else's potential according to maybe your own things that maybe you haven't accomplished, or things that you've been dreaming or you've been hoping for. So excuse the glare in my glasses. Of course, for those of you that are podcasters, those of you that do record, you understand what this glare is about. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Today I'm really encouraged and really blessed because we're gonna go over a couple of things. So we're gonna talk about Mommihood. That's mommy with an I and two M's, okay? For all our mommy seekers out there, we're gonna talk about being busy on purpose as a mama bear, and we're gonna talk about busy and beasting my goals. So that's beasting, B-E-A-S-T apostrophe N, beasting my goals. So first thing is, I want to start off by saying what I'm grateful for, okay? I am grateful for life. I'm grateful for an inward motivation of what only, honestly, the Spirit of God gives me. And I'm energized by my husband, by my kiddos. Every time I look at their face, I'm thinking like, man, I have to keep growing emotionally. I have to keep growing spiritually, mentally. I have to broaden my perspective so that I can understand who my kids are becoming in an ever-evolving world, in a culture that is not conducive to believers, but still and yet able to shine light in the areas that are needful and what God called me to do. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being present for this conversation. As I stated in the very beginning, this particular podcast for today is really inspired by a conversation that these moms were having. I have been watching and I have been listening and reading and hearing a lot since the last time that I was actually on here, and I'll catch you up to speed to a couple of things personally just about my life. And one thing I can say is the other day when I listened to these moms, What it did was it gave me like a second win almost, to not sit back and just act as if the wisdom that God has given me is if it's not worth watching or listening to. Sometimes I believe all of us can get in a personal space that we believe that something is not working, so we'll go to the next thing that we believe that can work. And not just that, but a lot of other added things, time, energy, effort, that it takes you being selfless enough to come on and share. And that's why I'm just so grateful for all of the moms that actually share. And specifically, I want to target two things, and I will get ready to let you see a snippet of the portion of the video that really opened my heart, that I was really vulnerable in. But one of the moms was Mrs. Ashley Chia, and one of the moms, which is the CEO and founder for Black Love, is, along with her husband, is Mrs. Cody Elaine Oliver. When they began to share, I just became just so still in the conversation, because like, I don't know about you, but while I'm watching or listening to other moms, it's almost like I get this energy to want to clean, to want to be my best self. So while I'm watching other moms, maybe I'll be washing dishes, maybe I'll be putting away laundry, maybe I'll be fixing my bed in my bedroom, or doing something that I feel that is worthy is worthy enough for me to say, girl, you did good today. You did good. So let's talk about mommyhood. Okay, so let's catch you up a little bit on the kids. Okay, so Isaiah is headed to the second grade. I think he has a couple of more weeks left of school before summer break. So I'm really excited for him. Y'all, he's reading like I don't know anybody's business. He can't keep a book down. He's growing in his faith. He's asking more questions about Jesus. The people that are around him in our local church are just so amazing, and they are putting so much content into him when he gets to church. Whenever he leaves church, he's just filled with so much more of the knowledge of God, and I'm just really excited about the great things that God should do in his life. So the next thing, yes, Josh is growing like a weed. So Isaiah, the one who I was just talking about as far as reading, he is 7, Josh is 3, but Josh looks 5, okay? So he's growing like a weed, and he is doing so well with doing speech therapy. And the girls, oh my goodness. Okay, so y'all, for those of you that know my journey, God bless my husband and I to go on this journey in 2021. And to go on this journey of us being pregnant with twins. And when I tell you, I have been just so grateful, just so blessed, just so poured into since I've had the girls. It has really been a blessing, and it has really been a growth transition for me. But can you guys believe, like I guess I was just putting out information as if they were babies. Now in a couple of days they're turning 1. They're getting ready to turn 1. And I'm just grateful to God, and our family just couldn't be more excited during this time. So let's talk about being busy on purpose as a mama bear. So for those of you that know, a lot of my Mommy Chat podcasts and a lot of the content that I've given out on this YouTube channel is really based on biblical principles, is really based on things that I've learned in my tenure of motherhood, and things that I'm continuing to grow in and just be stretched in. And just acknowledge when I need some help, when I need to know something, when I don't believe that this is enough, that I need I need somebody to tell me something different. So, because what I'm doing or saying may be sabotaging my motherhood or the love that I can give or how I can nurture more our children in this season and even in the years to come. So, while I've been away, it's been a while since I've actually posted a podcast. And I had to take time away from social media and everything considered, all things social media. So, whether that is Clubhouse, whether that is Instagram, Facebook, I'm really not on Twitter, but if that's Twitter, if that is just YouTube, I just really gotten away, really pulled back because I really needed to analyze a couple of things personally for my life. And so as I get into this, I just want to tell you that the goal of this particular Mommy Chat podcast is to help give you wisdom and principles that you can use. And I wouldn't even really, I guess I would say that principles that you can live by that will help you to get through the busyness, but being intentional while you're getting through the busyness of life, especially being a mom. So for those of you entrepreneurs, those of you women, maybe you are a single mama bear, maybe you are widowed, maybe you are divorced, and you are just, you feel like life is a rush. Even for those mamas that are married, you feel like life is literally a rush for you. Like, God, like, I want this to really bless your heart and all your parts, girl, because I feel like a lot of things that are going to be shared is going to help give you a different perspective of how to view your motherhood. And a lot of the principles that I get, this video was inspired by a group of women, but honestly, a lot of the content that I give comes from the mature places of my life, things that I've had to learn, honestly, the hard way. And I've had to just reset my focus and make sure that I am not beating myself up, but learning through my journey of being a mom and of being a wife, of being an entrepreneur, just everything. So, let's just get into it. And then midway, I'll let you actually see the conversation that I was able to be a part of virtually, but not actually on the podcast, but just listening to it. And you'll be able to see the part of Mama's Den that really blessed me. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is being busy on purpose as a mama bear has been the trying of my faith. You know, the Bible says, let the trying of our faith works patience, right? Let patience have her perfect work. I feel like patience is me, but I feel like my perfect work sometimes looks a little sloppy with jelly on it, with peanut butter on it, and it's all smashed, and it be like, okay, here you go, Jesus. And I feel like in my motherhood, especially with me being a believer, I have learned to model my disciplines in my relationship with God the way I seen others model their relationship with God. And if I could give you any wisdom or any advice, I would tell you to pray and seek God. The Bible says, is this the fast that I've chosen for you? The fast to break strongholds, the fast to give recovery of sight to the blind. It's not necessary all the time for you to pray a church down, but can you love somebody that has did you wrong? Can you let your children see you forgive other people that maybe have cursed at you or maybe have gave you the bird while they're in the car? Can you see your children, can you let your children see you model what it means to have integrity and be honest? There are a lot of things in my life, y'all, that I probably wouldn't have confronted or pushed under the rug if I didn't have kids. But the way my children are set up, especially our 7-year-old, he has a tendency to let me know when I'm not walking in the Holy Ghost. So literally, funny story in the midst of our podcast. The other night, we're riding home from church. Literally, there's a gentleman standing with a sign. I'm not sure what the sign said. It was dark. I was not trying to let down my window to find out. So I'm just looking straight up. You know how you got like at a red light, there's an awkward pause that you make because it's like if you make eye contact with somebody that's outside of the car, you feel responsible to act on whatever they need. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, I'm here. I'm focused. I'm in tune. So Isaiah has a tendency to say, Mommy, and I guess he feels heightened and he feels zealous because we just came from church. So he's like, Mommy, yeah, yeah, I wanted to ask you, can I ask you a question? And I was like, sure. I already knew in my shana nana that it was going to be about giving money to the homeless man, okay? Or John Doe, okay? So as I'm sitting there, he's like, yeah, I wanted to ask, like, when we see people and we believe that they need something and we don't give it, I feel like that, and this is Isaiah speaking, I feel like, and I'm paraphrasing for him, but I feel like we should help other people because they need help, they need something. So I continue to let him talk. He was like, yeah, and I feel like, we're being selfish when we don't help people and we see that they need help. So my response to him, and I really wanted to be humble about it because I understood what he was telling me, but I really wanted to have all humility in the conversation because I never wanted him to think that I don't care about people that hold signs. So this is me. So I'm like, yes, baby. I said, I appreciate so much the conversation and you asking me that question. And he was like, I want to start giving people that I see, I want to give them money. So I said, yes. I said, that's awesome. I said, me and daddy, there are a lot of times me and daddy, we may get money and you all may not know it. I said, but it doesn't mean that we don't care about someone just because they may be holding a sign and we don't give them money as well. I said, there are a lot of people that need help. So everybody, we're not able to always give money to everybody that needs help. But for when we can, we do give help where it is needed or when it is needed. So he was like, okay, well, I just want to start giving money because I feel like we should do that and not be selfish. So in that moment, like if I was not mature, I'd be like, first of all, who money is you trying to give? Because you ain't got no job. Like, let's talk about that, sir. Like, let's talk. But in that moment, like he is really gaining his wings for really having the heart of God in the earth. So literally, I was like, wow, baby. So, well, since you have those desires or you feel those certain ways in your heart that that's something you would like to do, I said, okay, sure. I said, what we can do is we can take money out of your piggy bank. So every time you see somebody in need and you would like to bless them or bless, their children or whatever, you can just give them your money. So he was like, okay. He's like, last thing, I love you. And in that moment, I didn't want to say I love you too, but I was like, I love you. Love you too, Zay. I'm saying that to say there are many times in my motherhood that I have been checked, that I have been let it be known and said unto Chantrell that I still need to come up in my understanding and the way that I perceive information and how I am able to give a listening ear and also how I'm able to communicate how I feel. And when I had that conversation with my literally 7-year-old, I was convicted. And I was convicted in a way like, dang, like, just because homeboy didn't see me giving money, I don't mean I don't be helping people. But it also was a blessing. And I think sometimes our children can bring out a side of us that some people aren't able to see, because our kids are so personable with us. They're with us every day. So they're able to see, okay, well, mama, I see the times that I'm with you, if you sewing or not. And that's even why I've started returning to some old truths that I was doing when I first started out with Mommi Seekers. And I'm getting there. So I'll leave that to the Lord. Okay, y'all. So, okay, we get into the part. We get into the part. Okay, we get into the part. Stay with us. Stay with us. Okay. So, while I've been away, I have taken a different approach to my growth. Okay. I've started journaling, reading, writing, and I have started diet goals with hubby as a new norm. And I have been so glad about it, so grateful for it, and I feel like it is giving me a newfound youthfulness that I've been wanting, I've been desiring, but I've been kind of feeling cluttered and lost in the response of motherhood, like how you have to constantly wear the hats, keep going. So I've been feeling more liberated. Now, have I been still complaining? Have I still been having my spouts of depression? Have I still been questioning myself? Yes, and yes again for nothing. But I would say I have found it's almost as if I have replaced things that are needful for the essence of my womanhood, versus things that I was holding on to that I should have been releasing and letting go. So that could be anything for you. For me, because I was doing a lot of my community on social media, it was social media for me. And I really had to just, Lord, I got to trust you with the seeds that I've sown. And I got to move on to things that I know that is not just making me happy, but that I'm being perfected in as I get into my word, as I pray and get before the Lord and get on my knees in prayer, as I stay in community with friends around me. I have to know that, man, like, literally, I'm being busy on purpose as a mama. Like, yes, my time majority is consumed by my family, by my children. But at the end of the day, before I had my children and my husband, I was a whole individual. And we forget that, because literally the love of nurture brings out what that person needs, that little needs, that man in our life needs, maybe that mom in our life needs, or friends, what they need from us. So that's a part of our makeup and our genetics. But I really wholeheartedly believe that we have to have a healthy balance. And for me, it was relieving myself of a responsibility that God had already been putting on my heart to do, to help me to transition out of an old season into a new season of my life. And I think it's comfortable to say that as you do life with Jesus, that the Holy Spirit, which is the comforter, which is the revealer of truth, he's able to come in and tell you what is needful for your life. Because I don't know about you, Mom, but because I do have a relationship with Jesus, I'm praying, God, I don't know what to do with my life. Lord, help me. Lord, I feel overwhelmed. God, what should I be doing in this season? Show me who to connect to. Show me what to do. And God, in all his sovereignty, he will not let a season or a time go unwasted. And not only that, he will not let you continue to waste moments of your life by you sticking to old disciplines, and when he's called you to new disciplines. Okay, let's drop it all the way down, okay? Before we go on any further, I want this portion for you to actually sit in on this conversation from Black Love, the Mama's Dens. I want you to actually sit in on this conversation, and I pray that this snippet of conversation blesses you enough to go over to Black Love and click on there to see the content that I had a chance to watch and almost really get teary-eyed. So I just want to say thank you, Mrs. Cody, and thank you, Mrs. Ashley, for taking a part, and all the other mama bears that were present as well. So I'll give you a portion to look in on that.
Whatever was going on with them, and then just looking back, like how did we get here, and what was missed, right? Like I was not fully present for XYZ, you know, but somehow we're here, and now I have to like relearn some of the things that are our accomplishments. But it's like I was just surviving the last 5 years. Now I'm trying to thrive. I'm trying to be like Felicia, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like Felicia too.
That's crazy that you said that too, because I was telling Chia that the other day, my husband Brian Chia, that I feel like I can't remember like the last 4 or 5 years. Like I just feel like I'm always, even when something good is happening because of our children, like even today to get ready, I literally like woke up and then I had to feed the baby and then I had to help the kids and then he had a phone call and then as soon as he got off, I got in the shower and then I'm like dressed feeding the baby and I was like, okay, I gotta go, you gotta burp her. And it was just like super fast. And I don't breathe and I don't realize what's happening around me or take in, like, even when good things happen, I'm not even like living in that moment because I'm doing so many things with my kids. It's kind of crazy. It makes me sad because you start to feel like you're not accomplishing anything or you're not doing anything. And then you look up like,
and you're doing everything.
Yes,
literally
like, I
everything.
did like, you did a whole show or you did a whole, you know, like all this stuff. But then you're like, but I'm just tired and you don't even care.
Now that I'm a mom of multiple children, I really understand more why it takes a village to raise a child is like a thing because my parents have been
we're
here.
Back. Girl, wasn't it good? I'm telling you, listen, the talk was just everything. It was just amazing. I think it was kind of one of those girlfriend talks that everybody should have had a latte. And I'm just thinking about mine because I'm so animated. And maybe some skinny pop and maybe an apple or a banana on the side. And we just taking notes like, yes, girl, yes. So I'm rooting literally for community of moms, even moms that you feel overlooked or not seen in this season. Like, I just want to say this goes out to you, okay? So let's talk about busy and beasting my goals. Busy and beasting my goals. So there are, like, my life as a stay-at-home mom is euphoric, okay? And many moments I feel undeserving to have this position in my life. But periodically when I feel consumed by the responsibilities of my home and my family, I write and pray over my vision. I find books that will help me solve internal struggles, and a lot of my internal struggles are emotional. Maybe I have little nitpick things that I'm overly critical of myself on, but I find books to help me with those things. So one of them is the Bible, the Bible, of course. That is my guide for life. But for maybe like people like Dr. Leaf, Caroline Leaf, maybe Mom Jeans. I forget the author for that. I'm calling out a couple of books. Mom Jeans is an amazing book. And maybe it's podcast, or maybe listening to women who I admire, like Sarah Jakes Roberts on the Women Evolve podcast. And them talk about how to deal with trauma and childhood things from your past, and how to move forward. There's so many people, even Kiara Shear. There's so many people that I honor in the space that they're in, this creative space, this space that is not going to be held back because of the time and the age that our world is in, but that they keep thriving. It's like, no, I'm going to find a way to come up out of this. I'm going to find a way to keep evolving, because God didn't call me to sit still. He didn't call me to be a watcher of somebody else and be critical of them. But he called me to literally get out there in the ring and say, okay, what it do? Like, who gonna run up? And I really believe that God has a specific assignment for each and every one of us. And I really think that it's our time and it's due season for us to come out of hiding and for us to allow the disciplines or allow the strategies that God has given us. Maybe the midnight hour, maybe you wake up out of your sleep. Maybe there's a song, maybe God is giving you a book and to get up and write. After you put those kiddos down, like my daddy told me, Shan, when you put those kiddos to nap, you get up, research. Don't be lazy. Get up and find out about your world. Find out about real estate. What's good? Like, let's move forward out of this place of you needing to ask somebody for assistance in an area that you can legit come up in. So I pray that you've enjoyed our podcast for today. I pray that this blessed your whole life. And I pray that I did the women of the Mama's Den. I hope I made you proud because y'all really blessed my whole life. So from my heart to yours, thank you so much. God bless you guys. And for those of you that has not gotten a Starbucks, please go get your Starbucks. For those of you that need a Skinny Pop, please go get a Skinny Pop or go get an apple. I'm getting ready to go get an apple. You do you, boo. Okay, in your space of development. So hopefully I'll be able to put up a little content of the girl's birthday and how it goes. They're turning 1. Love you, beautiful girls. I love you, my girls, Maya Grace and Kalia Royal. Mommy loves you.